To manifest wealth, I put into action the required wisdom. And I'm going to do that this video right here. Now, guys, if this is your first time here, first off, thank you for taking time out for little old me on this channel, Grow Rich, Grow Happy, where we follow the breadcrumbs of wealth. My goal is always to bring you guys not only quality content, but I want to bring you content that also has an educational benefit to it, especially being that I know a lot of you out there are beginners who is watching this channel, and it may be your first time getting into crypto, and it's a scary place. It's a lot of terms thrown around. It's a lot of charts. It's a lot of up and down action. There's a lot of tokens. It's things that you're hearing for the first time, or if you're a veteran here, you've heard it all before. But I want to, my goal, shall I say, is always to show you how to spot opportunities and how to spot the breadcrumbs that lead to long-term wealth if you know what to do with them. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about something that happened days ago. Now, I've known about it and I've seen it, but in the beginning, I wasn't going to bring it to you guys because I didn't know if you would really grasp how major this partnership that just happened. A lot of people don't even realize what's really going on. And I'm talking about Ondo and the Pyth network actually joining forces. Why it's a bigger deal than a lot of you may even realize. But for those of you on this channel, I know you're beginners and you don't really dig deep yet into the crypto market. So I want to show you why it's important to pay attention to the small moves that are being made by major players. Again, if this is your first time here, I want to thank you for joining the channel or just watching the video. I ask that you just smash that like button, drop a comment, give me a sub, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss a video. Now, let's jump over here and let's talk about this major thing that just went down days ago. It's being reported, but a lot of people is not really paying attention to it. I guarantee it. Some are, but a lot of the people that's paying attention to this right here are people, veterans, who understand how crypto works. Okay, so Ondo Finance, we all know, that's BlackRock's first RWA play token that they've come out and publicly backed. This is their baby. So we're not new to Ondo Finance on this channel. I talk about it often. I do hold Ondo Finance. Okay, it says how Ondo Finance and Pyth Network, and Pyth happens to be a token that I haven't talked about, and how they're bringing institutional assets to DeFi. Now, what I plan to do in this, I want to show you a couple of things with what's going on and show you why Pyth is not to be slept on and why Ondo Finance, I hope you're not sleeping on them, but why most importantly it's not to be slept on even more so now, especially with RWAs, real world assets. The whole market is going to be upwards 10 to 20 trillion dollar market by 2030. We've discussed it many times, but I'm gonna come down here. It says Ondo Finance partners with the Pyth network to integrate institutional assets into DeFi. USDY, US dollar yield stable coin, expands reach across 65 plus blockchains, enhancing DeFi liquidity. Ondo token surged 14% after the partnership, offering stable yield generating opportunities. 14%. And that happened without anybody really noticing. When the market was down, Ondo Finance came down to around what I seen it down at like 90 cents, I believe, when it dropped. Now it just shows how they integrated, why they integrated. Now I will read a little bit, and it says Ondo Finance is partnered with the Pyth network to integrate institutional grade assets into over 65 blockchain ecosystems. The strategic collaboration introduces a USD price feed, providing real-time data for Ondo's yield-generating stablecoin USDY, which is new. The integration aims to bridge traditional finance and decentralized finance DeFi, potentially enhancing liquidity, security, and stability for DeFi applications. And this first paragraph right here is really all you really need to know about their partnership. And I'm going to get into what it really means. So to understand the importance of this partnership between Ando and Pyth, you have to really understand what the Pyth network is. Now, Pyth network is basically they bridge the gap, like the article said, between traditional financial markets and blockchain technologies. So, in other words, for the beginners, what it does is it's providing real world data or real time data for stocks and currencies, all of our cryptocurrencies, and it's going to provide that data to smart contracts which need it. But here's the difference. What makes Pyth stand out from all of the other oracles out there? A lot of the other oracles that you have that are likened to the Pyth network, they get theirs from their price action or their data, they get it from anonymous sources. Whereas with the Pyth network, they get theirs directly from market makers. And you know, we already talked about what market makers are: Velodrome, Aerodrome Finance. These are market makers. So it gets its data strictly from them, and it gets it from a lot of the exchanges that only are reputable exchanges. So it's not pulling this data just from willy-nilly. So you can guarantee that the data is correct. It is making sure that data that it is pulling is given a range also, meaning that the price range that Pyth Network provides is also going to factor in the sentiment and the feelings of what the overall market is going through. So kind of goes back to our fear and greed index. So you know, when it's low, people are clenching their purses, and when it's high, people are spending a little bit more and are investing a little bit more in stocks, bonds, crypto. Well, when the Pyth network, when they take their when they factor in the price and what's going on, they're going to factor all of that in, the sentiment. So the data has a better chance of being more so correct, which you have to have when you're dealing with USD yields, when you're dealing with that kind of stuff, and the tokenization of U.S. assets and different things that Ondo is doing, their treasuries and different things. It has to be correct. So them partnering with Pyth Network says a lot about Pyth Network, that they out of everyone, and this is BlackRock. This is BlackRock. We've talked about them. We've talked about these guys. So for them to choose Pyth Network and come together as one says a lot about the Pyth Network, the token. And just to let you know, for the token, they're capped at 10 billion tokens. There'll never be any more. And when the token came out, they locked 85% of the tokens, which will be released in intervals of 6 months. I believe it's 12 months on up to 48 months. So that's great news for the token. It's actually one I'm checking out. But the partnership between these guys is crazy now, because being that Ondo Finance is tokenizing U.S. treasuries, Pyth is just going to be reliable. They're going to be a reliable source that feeds these tokens, that feeds everything. So one thing it should tell you, Ondo Finance is not going anywhere. Pyth Network is not going anywhere. All of this is going to bring in more investors. It's going to, now that their reach is out there to over a plus 65 different blockchains, oh my God. That means that more investors are going to come in. And I don't mean just uh, us. I don't mean just regular people like us. I mean like big investors. Big investors are going to come in now. So I look at PIF right here at 35 cents. And I look at the all-time high. I mean, they came in. This is a newer token. Again, this is another one. And let's see where you can buy it to before we move on. You can get it on Mexi. You can get it on Binance. Crypto.com. You can get it on crypto.com, which is good. Which is good. Because I know a lot of you guys. Okay. A lot of you guys always ask me where you can get these tokens. I don't see that it's on Coinbase yet, but if you have crypto.com, you can get it on there. You can get it on Mexi, KuCoin. I know I have a lot of people that are out of the country and in other countries such as Norway. Uh, you guys can use KuCoin and different ones like that with no problems. But over in the United States, we can't. But we can use Mexi and crypto.com. So that's where you can get it right there. And you guys are in luck. The all-time high for PIF is $1.15, which happened just 4 months ago. Now, I want to jump over here and I want to show you guys something. Their all-time low is 22 cents, so they're trading above that. Very bullish on this token right here. I'm really bullish. It was one that it was on my list to check out, but I was already bullish on it and the things that they do. But now I'm even more bullish because of the partnership that they just formed with Ondo Finance, which makes Ondo Finance even more of a juggernaut. I told you, when it comes to RWA plays, you do have a lot of them out there. But my opinion, Ondo is the number one when it comes to RWA. And at a dollar, just above a dollar, it's a steal just like this one right here. Now, why I wanted to talk about PIF a little bit more is I wanted to jump over here because I'm always checking out these articles. You have to take them with a grain of salt. But for those of you, again, you got some room in your portfolio. This is not financial advice, by the way. But you got some room in your portfolio. You want to expand a little bit. PIF Network might be a good one because I will say this. I come across a lot of price predictions from different individuals or exchanges or some of these. We have sites that do price predictions, but I come across a lot of them and they're very extremely conservative, a little bit more conservative than my own taste because I'm like, man, that's all you say, 2 or 3 cents is going to go up in the next year. I don't agree with a lot of that, but this one surprised me. This really, really surprised me because it's giving one for the PIF network from 2025 to 2030. And they're saying by 2025, by the end of that year, you're looking at on the low end PIF network at $30, the average price $50, and the highest price it could possibly go is $70. And they take it on each year, but by 2030, they're saying that you're looking at a high price of 150, a low end of $100. And that really blew me away because I don't see that a lot when it comes to these sites or people doing these price predictions. Now, what do I say? I look at something like this and I'll say, wow, the lowest $30. Now, for those of you, my new people out there, and I'm gonna get back over here with you guys. For a lot of my new people into crypto, you have to take a lot of that with a grain of salt. $30. I know you looking at 35 cents like $30. Is it possible? Hell to the yes. It's extremely possible. But you want to take profits. You want to be conservative. Be conservative. But when I look at something like that, I'm looking at the immediate futures, which would be 2025, and I'll say $30. I'm going to be ultra conservative on something like that, and I'm going to say, wow, That's some crazy TA. And is it possible? Especially yes, because of the RWA and how major that is, especially this bull cycle and the joining of a powerhouse such as Ondo Finance. So I will say we could be looking at a $10 price, and that's for me that's conservative. Um, Maybe $6 to $10 up in that range. So I look at something like that and I'll say that's possible and that's safe. That is safe to say I'm not going to hold to $30 because honestly, that's greed and that's how you end up giving back all of your profits and not even making a dent in what you was trying to achieve for the bull run. But I think this Ando and Pyth partnership that's going on right now, this is major and it's really more major than a lot of people realize. This is one of those breadcrumbs of wealth where it's not going to cost you a lot. These are considered now, to me, it's almost like a budget token. You don't need a lot of money to get in both positions. Not financial advice, but you don't need a whole lot of money to do that. I think Ando Finance, honestly, you got at least a 10 or 12x out of that you could make. So at $1 right now, you do the math. It doesn't take a whole lot to do. Just save some of that lunch money, uh, some of that going out and party money, and scale back on a few things. And you seriously, this is how you become wealthy. Spotting these opportunities, and the only way you're going to spot these opportunities, you have to do your own research, and you have to when you see stuff like that. Again, like the article said, 14%. It said that partnership made Ondo's price jump 14% during a time when the market was really low. And a lot of people look at that and just skim over it. I look at that and I say 14%. That's a nice jump. What happened? So, and this is what I'm saying. If you're looking at an Ondo price and you seeing it going up, you look at what's the percentage wise that it's going up, and you say something must have happened. You go do a little research and you see a partnership like this, and then you have to ask yourself, well, why such a partnership would make it jump that much? Because people who understand crypto and people who understand wealth, how to make wealth, they understand the significance of such a partnership and they understand what's going on with the real world assets and how it's taking over. They're already tokenizing diamonds and jewelry like that. And with these USD treasuries, with Ondo doing treasuries, this is unheard of. So any little move they make is like a tremor before the actual earthquake. So you have to be able to read these signs. So this is a big one, y'all. And I really believe that you can't go wrong with either of these tokens. And that's just what I feel. I don't have any PIF network yet, but I am going to pick up some. I'm just trying to figure out some things first. But Ondo is one I've been DCAing in, and I just think it's a good one. So it's definitely worth you guys checking it out, checking both of them out. Actually, I will leave these links down below for you guys to check out, but don't sleep on either one of these tokens. Don't sleep on them. To the next one, guys. I'm out.